Now, going back to Barbara Stein, do you know if she filed a police report?
No, I do not. I never saw police reports. I do not believe that she did. I know she did something, I think, with animal control, but I don't think she filed a police report.
Then that's the, George, that's the document I'm looking at. That's marked Renzi
2.
Renzi 2.
I'd tell you.
Now, the cover sheet on the top of Renzi 2, who generated that document?
I need to see it. This cover sheet?
Yes.
With the exhibit sticker on it? I believe it was my attorney, Mr. Schindel.
Okay. Why does it say police report?
I don't know. I don't know. I did not generate that top document.
Okay. Are you aware of a police report?
He just asked me that. If there was a police report, it would have been in my file, and I would have provided it to you in discovery in my case of Stein versus Brown, and I would have given it to you in this case. So I don't believe I have a police report.
Okay. I just wanted to verify that. Thank you. Now, earlier you said when you were drafting the complaint in Stein versus Brown,
Yes.
that you dictated each paragraph individually?
Yes.
Okay. Then if you dictated each paragraph individually, how did the name Minogue get in there?
Objection, asked and answered. You may tell him again.
Well, I say, in other words, if we could, can I look at the one, the first Barbara Stein?
You may look at anything you want.
Yeah, please. The first Barbara Stein, not the amended complaint I need. Oh, here it is, I'm sorry. So, you know, first you draft the cover sheet, who the parties are, and you put their addresses in. You need to be specific about that. Same thing with paragraphs 1, 2, 3 of the complaint, and especially paragraph 4 when you're making your allegations of what happened on that day that Barbara was bitten. And everything's very specific. And then you get to the injury paragraph. So I say paragraph 11 is the injury paragraph. So now what I'm doing now is I'm plugging in injuries, because there's an injury paragraph in every personal injury complaint. So I'm saying, all right, now we're going to do the injury paragraph. So, and then I say what the specific injuries are. So what my secretary must have done, and this happens sometimes, usually I pick up on the error when I edit it, is she then takes the Joanne Minogue paragraph about the injuries and forgets to put Barbara Stein's name in there. And she did that for 3 paragraphs. Because then I say, and do the medical attention and care paragraph, and then do the physical pain and trauma paragraph, and then do the life and life's pleasures paragraph. And then the earnings paragraph. And that's how I dictate a complaint. And I do that through today. I'll probably do it until I retire.
So at the time that you filed the complaint, the evidence in just to summarize, and then I'm going to move on the topic, the evidence that you had gathered were the investigative file that you produced to me? Objection.
We went through this. If you have a specific question that hasn't been answered before...
You don't even know if I'm going to ask a question.
Well, I see where you're headed. Don't ask the same questions. Let's not cover the same material twice. He already told you entirely what his investigative file consisted of.
Is that accurate, Mr. Renzi?
I did. I told you what my investigative file consists of.
And could you tell me what your investigative file consisted of?
I never told you that.
Asked and answered. Next
All right,
question.
instructing not to answer?
Yes, I am.
Okay. One second. This is going to be Renzi 6. Mr. Renzi, what I'm showing you is you're welcome. What I'm showing you is a deposition transcript of Barbara Stein.
Okay?
You were not
I'm going
present.
to, let me just place on the record an objection. This is not the deposition transcript of Barbara Stein. This appears to be pages 70 and 71 only of Barbara Stein's deposition transcript.
That's correct. If you want the whole thing, I'm happy to print it out.
I don't want anything. I'm just objecting to your characterization of this being the deposition transcript of Barbara Stein.
Well, you're 100% right. That is pages 70 through 71 of the deposition of Barbara Stein. And then, Mr. Renzi, could you please read that into the record?
The entire 2 pages?
The entire 2 pages.
From the answer on top of page 70?
Yes.
Prior to plaintiff's incident, defendant Clifford. Prior to plaintiff's incident, defendant Clifford Brown's dog had bitten another person on a prior occasion. Question, could you tell me about that? Answer, I don't know about that. Question, what do you mean you don't know about that? I don't know about his dog biting another person on another occasion. So you don't know if that happened? No, I thought that maybe they had found something out or something. I didn't know about that. Who is they? Whoever wrote this up. No, I didn't know about that. But you signed, this is a question, but you signed the verification